Aquaman gets no respect.
None whatsoever.
That is the theme of issue number 1. We are now on issue number 2.
2.
Of the Jeff Johns run, The Trench, New 52. It's fantastical.
It is.
And
super good.
We asked the question last issue what the audience thought about Aquaman.
What your gut reaction was when you saw that the next Comic Tom video was about Aquaman.
That's right. And
Merp.
it's
kind of
low views. But what was the comment?
The comment that we decided to read for you, lovely viewers, this comes from John Reynolds.
John, thank you so much for posting a comment.
Solidarity, my friend. My first thought was, meh, Aquaman. Movie stuff and things, but I've got to see it. Needless to say, pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. And who knows, the trench might make the to-be-read pile. Also, making it rain the balloons line is the best thing said on the internet today.
I agree. Great comment. And where do we pick up this issue? Because at the last issue, we see the antagonist rising up through the waters, the depths, the trench of the ocean.
I don't think they have it. They don't have a name, but yeah, they come from the trench, like way, way, way down at the bottom of the ocean.
Like monster fishy humanoid things.
Yeah, underneath the bottom of the ocean. So they have come up from this mysterious trench, this underwater area, and now they're up in the normal ocean.
For the first time ever in existence.
So they spot this fishing boat at the end of the last issue, and they had torn one unlucky fisherman to bits under the water.
It's actually where we pick up this story.
Correct. It's the first few pages. They all get eaten.
Yeah, it's essentially a horror.
Big time.
It's 5 pages of horror.
Of guts and terror.
It's super dark. The color work is fantastic. The line work is with such detail. You see so much detail of like the blood and then tearing through.
He's so good.
Oh, he's really good. Did you notice the shot of this, like they spit out some type of...
Like Jurassic Park face poison?
Yeah. They don't show what it does.
No.
But it's not good.
It doesn't. It's all. I like kind of that they don't show what it does.
Lets you kind of ponder.
It's just one extra layer.
His face is either getting melted in some terrible way, or they're like prepping it for digestion.
Yeah, like snake venom, like a stun.
That's
kind
right.
of spray.
It
stun
is
spray.
5 pages of gore.
Ooh.
And it's awesome to see. It's kind of a horror story a little bit.
It's real creepy. And then once they get done devouring everybody on the boat, they look over at they see the harbor there, and they're like, I wonder what's over there. Let's go see more food.
And then you see the shot of this little kid that goes,
Mommy, look, it's Daddy's boat out there.
Boat.
Papa's coming home.
Yeah, Papa, I'm sorry, man, but
your daddy's fish food.
Yeah, his face was probably melted off and then devoured.
Yeah.
But, we pick this up at the lighthouse because Aquaman lives in a lighthouse. He's freaking dope.
He does. I'm very jealous that I want to live in a lighthouse away from civilization as well. Yeah. It's Aquaman and it's Mera.
Oh, you almost made the mistake.
I almost called her Aqua Woman.
You can't do that.
Don't want to do that.
Don't do that. They go out of their way a couple times.
Yes.
To correct the
2 specific times.
The viewer that this isn't Aquawoman, this is Mera, and she deserves respect. They're chilling at the lighthouse. They're relaxing like you would do with your partner.
Yep. They're going over old photo album of Aquaman's from when he was a little aqua baby. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture of him skiing. And he tells her that like his dad took him away from the ocean and to try out a bunch of solid ground type activities, like land-based hobbies and interests.
Son, this is snow. You like snow? You hate jet skiing.
Yes. Regular skiing only. No jets. And she's, Mera is like, I almost did it again. Mera goes like, I think that sounds cool. Let's try that now that we're forsaking, the ocean. They talked about that at the last issue. We're going to ignore our underwater obligations and just hang out on land for a while, see what's going on up here. And they're looking at a couple other pages in there, and she sees this photo of Aquaman, or Arthur, I should just call him because he's a little boy. Arthur, his dad, and some like mysterious third dude who she goes like, who's that in the picture with you and your dad? And Aquaman's just like, nope, shouldn't be there. That picture should not be in there.
And then they got a knock on the door.
Yeah, before it gets weirder.
Yeah,
before
the
mystery
explain.
gets, yeah.
I like the mystery, the lost aspect of this. So like, some foreshadowing.
I thought that too. There's 2 distinct moments in this issue where I was reminded of Lost. I'm a big Lost nerd.
We're gonna see a Dharma little sticker on one of these monsters pretty soon, or
Like the
something.
shark. Did
Like
you
the
see that in Lost? There was a shark with the Dharma.
When that happened, we had TiVo.
I pooped my pants.
We had TiVo for the first time, and I had my parents pause and rewind, and everyone's like, "Why?
What are you
I'm
doing?"
like, "Look at the shark." I watched that happen live. I'll never forget it. I was so
Yep.
proud of myself for spotting that. And if you didn't know, there's a point in that show where there's
We'll
a
have to
shark with a. Yeah,
a
we'll
picture.
do
We'll put a
podcasts.
picture up.
Yeah, there's a shark with a Dharma initiative.
Lost podcast? Did you just say Lost podcast?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
cool. So we keep going because there's the cops there, and the cops like, "Hey, Aquaman, we need you. I've been hitting all these lighthouses because I don't know where to find you."
We don't know what. Yeah, we don't have your phone number. There's no Aqua signal in the
Exactly.
sky. Like if you need Aquaman, like who needs Aquaman? First of all, They don't know
Exactly.
how to find him.
Then he's also like, "Hey, and who's this girl?
Yeah, I
Who's
thought
this Aqua Woman?" No, it's not Aqua Woman.
that's the first time.
The first time in this issue where it gets corrected, and she's like, "No, I'm not. I'm Mara."
Mara, I'm my own person.
Oh yeah, but what do you do, Mara? Are you just talk to fish too?
No, she can like conjure up water constructs.
She does it waterbender status.
If you say so.
Yeah, she starts controlling the water like nothing. She's like, "Oh, you want to see what I can do?" And she just drenches everyone. The cops just like, "All right, well, shit, I just pissed her off." And he's like soaking wet as he's telling Aquaman, "Hey, there's some like stuff happened in the sea, and you're the only
Yeah.
guy I can think of to maybe help us out." So they travel.
Yeah, this cop takes them back to the town where that boat was, where the little kid probably got eaten as well. There's no sign of him for the rest of this issue. So anyway, they get back to this this harbor, and it's like covered with feds, Navy,
FBI.
cops, FBI, Agent Michael Skin. But yeah, this dock is crawling with law enforcement. They're trying to figure out what happened. For all they know, these people are just missing.
That's right. First cop is like, "What are these guys doing here? What is Aquaman doing
Who called
here?"
Aquaman?
And who called Aquawoman?
Yeah.
Second time they say her name wrong.
It up.
They fucked it up.
Yep. This one cop gets in trouble from his like commanding officer guy. Like, we've been looking all over for you. Where'd you go? And he's like, "Oh, I went to go get Aquaman, sir." Like, this
Why would you do that?
This is an water related problem. So Aquaman makes sense. He kind of lives near here.
He's dealing with more shit. He just
Yeah.
gets. This is going to be the theme of this video is that like he still gets no respect, and him and Mara just like, "All right, screw this guy. We're walking past.
We don't
you."
need your permission.
Yeah, you have no idea who we are. We're going to go and fix the situation. So he does this like little he uses
Fish
his mind
powers.
tricks
Yeah, whatever they're called.
to like sense the ocean, see if there's any life in there. What's going on?
There isn't.
There's no life.
Yeah. That's kind of what they
He's like, "There's nothing."
come to that conclusion. Yeah, no fish. No anything in there that he would be able to communicate with his aqua powers.
There's also scuba divers in there.
Yep.
They find something.
They pull out this like cocoon, this body snatchers type pod kind of thing out of the water, and they start to open it
Yeah.
up.
It's like the second thing. You don't find out what's in there.
That's
Kind
the
of
other
lost-ish.
big mystery that I was
Like, what
thinking
the
of.
heck? They pull out this like cocoon. That's left field.
You don't figure it out, at least not in this issue.
Because immediately after them pulling it out, they get attacked.
They get swamped.
All of these creatures they dart out of the water.
It looked like they were hiding on that boat. Like Aquaman made a comment about the boat. Mm-hmm. It sounded like they had eaten all the fishermen and just kind of hid out on the boat
That's right.
until it came back to the water.
Yes.
Whatever happened there, they come out of the boat. Big old battle.
Out brawl.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a huge fight scene. You see one of these creatures get killed and they start eating him. So it's like it's also worth noting too that you see what they're thinking. Their thought bubbles are gibberish because they think in a different language. But you see a translation in English that's always food, very primal thoughts.
Yes.
So these aren't sentient monsters.
Yeah, they're not out to dominate the planet, or they don't have a grudge against one particular person.
Exactly.
And the weird thing too, another one of the weird kind of Lost style mysteries I felt like was Aquaman. They're in a one-on-one fight with one of these guys, and he's looking at him like, "Who are you? What are you?" Like he has no idea what these things are.
Yeah, he can't sense it.
Yeah, he's never encountered these creatures in all of his ocean adventures.
Interesting.
It's so cool. It's so weird.
Ends with the trident getting snatched,
Yeah, one of them just grabs his trident.
thinking it's food.
That's the impression I got. Like he wants a big snack.
Yeah, he wants to eat the trident.
Seems
Who knows?
weird.
And that's where it ends.
And it just ends. It
What
ends
was your
kind of abruptly.
What was your favorite panel of this comic?
It kind of ties back to Mira, actually. It was that scene where she water bends. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Is that a verb?
It's not what they say, but that's what she's doing. She's water bending it up.
Yes.
And
that
someone will know
part.
what I'm talking about.
Somebody will.
And
Not me.
yeah, it's a really cool panel. Water all over the page. Kind of goes with mine too, because my favorite panel was page 16, panel number 2, when the fight sequence breaks out and you see Mara after like multiple pages of her correcting people on her name and like re-emphasizing that she's a badass. You see her fight for the first time, like really, and she lays out a punch on the monster and splits his face open.
It just breaks his face.
Like apart. Badass. Underrated character. She is not someone to be messed with. She is as cool, if not cooler, than Aquaman.
She's a little less controlled and unhinged. I actually, if I remember correctly, I think at the end of Blackest Night, she was given the Red Lantern ring to kind of augment her rage power. She has rage potential within her, and you can clearly see that right here. Like,
It's a great panel.
she flies off the handle.
She does. Splits his face open. Underrated character. I think that this is a good example of a female character that is, and they tell us in this story that she's underrated and that there's more to her and she deserves the respect that she should be getting. Like, I want to know, do you have, the audience, any other female characters that you think don't get any respect or deserve more respect or should be highlighted more in comics? I want to know. Put your answers in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button. Oh, and I have one more thing to mention. We now are Amazon affiliates. Ryan, do you know what that is?
No, what does that mean?
It means if you go to geekstreet101.com, there's a link above the website, on the very top of the banner, and it's an Amazon link. If you click that and then do your shopping on Amazon like you normally do, we get a kickback. You help support the podcast, help keep the boat afloat. Easy as that. We don't find out anything besides what sells and our percentage that we get back, which is like 4 to 5% of the total cost of the item, which doesn't sound like much, but it's huge. It is so much. And we would really appreciate it if you guys want to help support the podcast. And if you're not doing it for us, supporting independent media is huge. And I suggest you do it to someone else if you're not doing it.
Very important in this day and age.
Exactly. And again, we don't know anything about your personal information.
No.
But I do like the idea of seeing what gets purchased and maybe talking about things that get purchased on the mic. That could be a fun little video.
Trying to guess who bought what.
We're not going to be doing
None of that.
We're not guessing who bought what. No, but we may have some fun things to talk about on the mic.
The potential is there.
Ooh, we do appreciate your time. As always.
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. This is a shameless merch plug because we now have merch. Geek Responsibly shirts. If you want to help support the podcast, go to geekstreet101.com, buy a shirt. We also have BCW store folios. Keep your comic books safe at conventions. And we'll also send you a Geek Responsibly sticker. You can slap that on anywhere so you can geek responsibly anytime.